creeps and jungle camps really quickly along the smite. If that happens, CMF's growth is going to be dwindled and it's going to be slowed down by quite a lot.
Yeah, the early jungle control, like we saw from last game, I think that was like, what, 2 to 3 Crimson Golden invades coming in from Team Max, which really choked out CMF's farm potential in that early game department here. It comes down to whether Team Max can put this snowball again and then limit those mistakes going into that late game. This is their proper game plan coming in towards this game to, if they want to, equalize the series for themselves.
I think it's really important, right? And once again, this is really the challenge, right? We are playing on the timer. Right now, it's just who has better control, who is able to wrestle away a little bit of the lead from their opponents.
Well, if you look at both the team compositions here, Kin, who do you favor more, considering both of them have their own likings?
Okay, the fact that Kitty did not invade, I would give it to CMF.
I mean, that's true, right? Consider the fact that usually we see an Ogren, he would just either steal a Wild Boar camp or try to invade on towards the crossmat when you have a winning lane here. But Team Max do choose a much more safer approach for their jungler in the starting rounds.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, after what happened in Game 1, I think definitely confidence has been shaken, right? You don't want to take too many risks. But in order to get the reward, sometimes risks have to be taken. So for now, I still think it's CMF's favor. But in the laning phase, it looks like Jeff is doing pretty well.
Yeah, for both side lanes right now, it looks really in favor for the side of Team Max. You can see Anthem, whoop, taking a lot of chunk damage here on towards this global marksman.
He's getting slapped in the face left and right. Like, how do you deal with this? I know Chicha is one of your favorite farm laners, and for good reason as well, right? So, based on what's happening here, Star King is giving the heals, also giving damage, and Jeff is fully benefiting from this.
Now, as a farm lane player, if you cannot win the lane, what do you need to do? Sit under a turret, pick whatever jungle monster that's available, and then take the last hit on towards the minions here. That's all you need to do as a farm lane here, but take a look at topside though.
Yep, Kitty uses his ultimate to try and get the lifesteal back. Will be able to find it. Oh no, it's gonna be first blood. Kitty once again. Maybe a double kill coming in. Does have the path of passing. Will not overcommit. And Team Max, once again, this is the dream start. You get a first blood, but you get it on Knight, the jungler.
And to add more problems into that, that was a 2v3 initiated by CMF, which numbers advantage fall in favor of CMF. That was only Shimo and Kitty, but they still outfought you and got that first blood on top of you here. That's not gonna be an easy one for CMF to digest.
All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more salt in that wound. Psychonoia also had to burn his flash. And this is post 2 minutes, which means for the first time in the fight, if Max rushes this early rotations, I don't think you have a safe time or a comfortable time as Psychonoia. You won't be able to find the correct angle for the truth mantra.
And not even 3 minutes yet. You want to fight those team fights? Sure. But how do you set up those team fights when you're already 1,000 gold behind in the starting of the game here? You can see Kitty. He doesn't care about you. He's tanky. He's confident. He's just walking down these mid lane waves and getting as much gold as possible on his auger pick.
All right, we need your advice for the newer players and newer viewers. This Knight Menki pick, going for the Relentless Blade, Rapacious Bite build, the aggressive jungling item instead of the Giant Squid. Is that the right decision as a main?
I think due to the recent meta changes on towards the item, more Monkey one tricks now has been going for the Deep Frost Siege as their first item here. So you'll see like Deep Frost Siege, Pure Sky on the Monkey, which makes it an insanely slow build that is also a pretty good counter in towards the Chicha damage here. But in a competitive setup, I'm not sure whether that's the ideal choice. But considering for the fact that CMF does have Psychonoia and Illmatic as their big front lines, I think that's okay in this game.
They have vision. I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. Illmatic going to be caught in the ball down here. No, it's not him. And with that, actually, they can get a first kill for themselves. Nice knockup coming in. Unable to finish the job, though. Psychonoia unable to find an opening. Will not be able to get the kill instead. Gets taken down himself. The trade will be Shimo, but here we go. Kitty already getting started on the first time of the game. The life bars are not looking good for CMF. This should be a guarantee for the side of Team Max.
I think the only good thing that came out of the team fight is CMF's farm lane got that kill on towards Shimo here, so that's added gold into the pockets of Anthem with a better scaling going in towards that late game here. But right now, it's a repeat of game 1. Losing out early skirmishes here, losing out early game objectives here. So it's down to how Team Max play this lead, how they end the game with this lead, how do they build forward to an even larger goal gap between these two teams.
Well, they're going to start off with the loss of a Crimson buff into the hands of Kitty. That was smited away, by the way. Kitty did not use his smite on the Tyrant, actually used it to steal away the Crimson buff from the hands of Knight. So this is not ideal for the side of CMF.
Yeah, so far it's not looking good at all. Just barely 5 minutes here and already an almost 3,000 goalie in favor for the side of Team Max here. You can see Illmatic, he's not tanky enough as of this point to realistically tank against some of these poke damages being delivered by Team Max here. Some of these silent towers are also being targeted down by Team Max, so lesser and lesser room for the members of CMF to pick up farm on towards this map.
It looks like the case for the moment. Psychonoia in a 1v4 situation. Where's the backup? Psychonoia, no! A killing spree from the side of Kitty here is looking good for the side of Team Max. The heals come in. Nobody will be taken out on the side of Team Max. They get a secondary kill. Jeff the one to finish Illmatic as well. T1 unable to be founded at this moment in the mid, but T1 at the top, that's a guarantee. Team Max, they find some openings.
That's a 4v5 as well. Psychonoia finding the opening angle, but his team is too slow to respawn. And Shimo, he doesn't care about the team fight. He just got a free tower push on towards the clash lane, more farm in towards his pocket, and in towards the bottom side again. Crimson Golem invaded, taken away by Team Max. 6 minutes, almost a 5,000 goal lead.
Yeah, they find him on the backlines as well. Anthem should be taken out. One more slash gonna do the job, no. But he sneaks out, and Shimo will be taken down. A great start for the fight on the side of CMF. They still defend that T1 in the mid for the time being, but it looks like the defense has been put right now. Chigiri gets taken down as well. CMF with the comeback. Double kill into the hands of Psychonoia.
Good comeback here coming in for the side of CMF, but still, kills are a bit dry here. That doesn't convert to any objective lead here. As you can see from that play, Shimo got taken down, Chigiri got taken down, but who was missing? Jeff was missing because he was taken down that tier 2 in towards that top lane.
And the bot as well, right? So this one is CMF, they're trying their best, right? I think actually this is the exact situation they were in game 1. But now they don't have the Annihilation. There is no more potential sneaky steals unless we get maybe, I don't know, a Miracle Dream Roam from Knight.
Unless, right, if we do see like a beautiful engage coming in for some CMF, forcing out yet another 5-0, then maybe we see a potential comeback from CMF. But currently 7-minute mark, things are looking really good for Team Max, especially when this mid-tier 1 is about to fall.
Yes, it's not looking too good for CMF. In fact, Kitty is now at level 12, right? He has a huge level advantage against the other members of CMF. In fact, all of them. He can actually take a Knight one-on-one at this point. So it's really just about controlling the map. And once again, Crimson denied. CMF have no option to explore taking their own buffs.
They don't have sufficient damage here. I think the ideal situation for CMF is wait for Anthem's 3 item powers, but then they look to play the future team fights here. But for now, Anthem is still working on his Doomsday here, so that timer might be looking at its 12-minute mark if CMF can hold on to their base.
That's 5 minutes. That's too long. Max is already taking the T2, and right now that's going to be a successful one. T2 taken down once again. They're left with the final line of defense on the side of CMF. I'm not sure how they're supposed to do this here.
I think they have left with no room here. A Zero Golem also spawning right now in towards the top side here. I don't think CMF can actually take it. With lesser room to farm in the map, all tier 2s being taken down, it's a slow countdown for the side of CMF for this game 2.
Okay, they also have not taken a singular tower against Team Max in this particular game itself. So I think the only way to come back is to have a big team fight. Max already made that mistake in game number 1. Is it going to be repeated? Does history repeat itself for this second game?
So far, I don't want to jinx it, it's not looking like there's an angle for the side of CMF to find that comeback. And in terms of scaling, it's looking slightly better for Team Max compared to game 1. Although yes, you can say the CMF late game is still far superior, but how do you get to the late game without winning or equalizing that early to mid game here? For Team Max, it's looking comfy. It's looking really comfy.
Yep, Chigiri still has that lead in terms of power strength, right? So until they can match up Chigiri's pokes and really eat them in the face without taking too much damage, CMF is at a deficit at this point.
Okay, let me paint you a scenario for CMF comeback. 5-man board into 5-man Tremor Smash into 5-man
Truth Mantra.
Mantra. Yeah, and then we see a comeback from CMF. But right now, I don't see an actual angle of that actually happening. Maybe I'm jinxing, but I'm not sure. T-Max going for the engage.
Yup, Chigiri finds a knockup. It's a rampage for Kitty as well. He's the one with the finishing blow. They are looking to defend for their lives. There is one more ballista at the bottom side. And T-Max, they know what cost them game number 1. They will not be greedy.
You can see they're definitely much more locked in compared to game number 1. All the high ground mistakes, overdives, they're pulling themselves back like, hey guys, we did this in game 1. We're not repeating the same storyline for game 1 in game 2. So right now, we're locking in and we're making this game even more cleaner as we are near the finishing line.
Yep, death by a million cuts here for this one, because Shimo is just going to slash his way into oblivion. And we have Jeff as well. Once he gets that final form, it's pretty much game over for the side of CMF. There is a very little chance of a comeback based on the stats, right? So with an 8,000 goal lead, CMF, if they really pull this off, it's another miracle.
Well, first thing first, can they make another Shadow objective steal compared to last game here? So that's one of the enabling markers for CMF's potential comeback here. But judging from the map state, I don't think it's feasibly possible as of this point, unless Knight has something to say about it.
It's a double OBJ. Even if they do lose this one, they try. Knight goes in, he steals it. Okay, now it's a time for the fight. But Jeff secures the Shadow Overlord. They have a nice knockup. Illmatic, unable to finish the job. Starking gets the heals up for the team. Team Max, they run rampant. Here comes Jeff on the backlines. Anthem, you're down. And with that, Jeff has still more to offer. Gets a secondary kill as well. 3 members down for the side of CMF. As Team Max, what a clean house. Oh God, it's an ace. As CMF are taken down into the grave, their coffin is the one being made, and Team Max find the win in game number 2.
5-0 despite a stolen Shadow Tyrant coming in for the side of Team Max. They brute force it, they find